Welcome back to SnowRunner. You join us today as we look to finish the mission Not a Drill after we had some issues with the construction rig a few episodes ago. But in the last episode we sent the Scout 800 around the map on Smithfield Dam just to get us to rank 6. Now the reason for that was we needed mud tyres on our Fleetstar and we've been waiting till we get to rank 6. But we've got no money. Now, I've been saying for a little while, I'm not a fan of the GMC, but today we're going to sell it. This is something I didn't want to do. Even though I wasn't a fan, I still didn't want to sell it. I'm kind of got this thing in my head where I want to keep all the vehicles that we find, that we come across. I don't want to buy any. I want to keep all the ones we find. But we need money to buy the tyres for the Fleetstar, so we kind of need to sell it. My thinking is we will buy it back. That's my plan. Eventually, before we leave Michigan, we'll buy back the GMC. Just so I can say we've still got all the original vehicles. But we are going to get the mud tyres on. The all-terrain tyres we've now unlocked. And there you go. We've gone for the biggest ones there to help us as much as possible. Now, we do need this help. We are now back where we left the construction rig. In fact, we're not really back where we left it. We're still in the same position. But you may be able to see in the background the Chevrolet Kodiak C70 is also here with the crane. I've spent 2 hours, and that is not an exaggeration, 2 hours to get the construction rig back upright. It took a very long time. The combination of the Chevrolet Kodiak and the Fleetstar just to get it upright again. And we still need to finish this mission. It is still stuck. It is not unstuck just yet. It is still stuck in the mud. But it has taken a very long time just to get to this bit. And I didn't want to show you the 2 hours of me going back and forth to get fuel, changing over who had the crane on, who didn't, and all the pushing and pulling and positioning we've tried to do. I think that would be a waste of 2 hours to show you that. But after 2 hours, it's finally upright. And this thing's heavy. That was half the issue, I think, was trying to get it upright with the cranes, was it was just so heavy. We also had to wait to get the crane because we needed rank 6. One of the reasons we did the episode last time with the Scout was, again, we had no crane to get this upright. So that helped massively. We have spent a lot of money though because we needed to buy the crane. I think it was like 6,000 or something to buy the crane in the first place. Now we've got it. But it's cost us a lot of money just to get it in the first place. So frustration there as well with spending money. Another reason we had to sell the GMC. And yet we're still not out of this predicament. We're still in this situation. We are slowly moving this ever so forward. We've been using the crane combination to push it, to move it in one direction to try and keep it going. We've really pushed the limit of the Fleetstar and its capabilities. We may have done this mission a little bit too soon. The Fleetstar isn't strong enough. We know that now. It's been our go-to vehicle the whole time during this series so far in Michigan. And it is our best vehicle. There's no doubt about it. But the construction rig maybe was a step too far. But nonetheless, we still need to finish this. I don't want to leave this mission, unfinished. So we've got to persevere as much as possible. The new all-terrain tyres are on. And that is helping somewhat. You can see we're slowly moving this forward. Edging it. And we're now finally past the mud at the start of the bridge. You may think, oh, brilliant. We can now finish this short episode, job done. Not quite. Just because we've got it out of that one situation doesn't mean there won't be more. This does get worse. This mission has taken us a very long time. You haven't seen all of it, obviously. You saw 2 episodes ago where we picked this up and brought it as far as we could. Yeah, I think we've spent, 3-4 hours on this mission alone. Just trying to get this construction rig to the drill site. That included the 2 hours of trying to get it upright after tipping it over. Yeah. I'm really enjoying SnowRunner. I love it a bit. I think all I want to do is keep recording, keep playing it. And I can't because we've got other things on the go. And that's fine. But when you sit down to record and you're looking forward to playing something and you get this mission that just causes you to have a few issues, like this one has, and then you end up spending your 4 hours of recording time doing one mission, it's a little bit frustrating. But the whole point of this, I think, is to be frustrating. You've got to learn from it. And we have learned. We've learned the Fleetstar isn't as good as we maybe thought, or it's not powerful enough. I think we need to look at engine, if we can get another engine for it, that kind of stuff, or find a new vehicle. I don't want to buy anything. We're only going to try and use all the vehicles we find as much as possible. The day we have to buy a vehicle is the day I'm kind of admitting defeat in some ways. So we're going to focus on trying to use the vehicles we have, but when it comes to something like this, again, we need to make sure we've got the vehicles to do it, because currently we haven't. But this was kind of the next step we needed to do. We needed to get this drill site up and running, so I kind of thought we had to do this. Now, after getting stuck on that little incline there, we kind of went across the grass, got some grip underneath the tyres. We are at a slight angle here, and this is now worrying. I do not want to tip this over again. I don't know how easy this would be to get back upright if we tipped it. We are also very low on fuel. Because we've been taking so long to get it moving, Fleetstar is low on fuel now. We actually came... Well, I've been back and forward to the garage several times to keep filling up. That's how much fuel we've used trying to get this thing moving. But we're so close now. So using the grass to grip just to try and get across here. Again, we're getting stuck though. We have got a winch connected there. There's very few winch points I've noticed in this kind of area which can help us here. We're at a very weird angle, and if that tips over, we're in big trouble. So we've just got to keep trying to edge this forward. We kind of know what kind of terrain we're going onto when we get close to delivering this. And we're not that far away. We're a couple of 100 meters away of where we need to get to. All I need to do is get the nose of the Fleetstar in that delivery area, and that should be job done. And I thought once we got it past that bridge point, we're laughing. Yeah, that wasn't to be. So we're still struggling here with the Fleetstar, trying to get this thing moving. We're very low on fuel now as well. But we're slowly edging it forward. The all-terrain tyres have made a difference. I can feel the difference in driving the Fleetstar. It's made a massive difference. We've also put all-terrain tyres on the Chevrolet Kodiak as well. The downside of the Chevrolet Kodiak, it doesn't have all-wheel drive. I think that's something we can unlock for it, but we don't have it currently, and I think that lets it down. I've said previously, really enjoyed driving it when we first got it, but I am noticing it does have issues because of the lack of all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive seems to be the go-to, I would say. So yeah, there are some issues, but nonetheless, it's done. It's served its purpose. It's helped us write this trailer, so we're okay. Now we've got it past that incline there. We've made it up to the start of the run-in to deliver this construction rig, but we have some more issues to come. We've just got ourselves stuck, and there's no winch points. There's nothing here. I don't even know. I think we've got it beached on the bank. I think that's the issue, and we are just about out of fuel as well. So this really hasn't gone to plan so far. Now we're going to skip ahead again. I spent a good amount of time with the Fleetstar trying to get this thing out, and you can see I've actually refueled and come back, and now we're still really low on fuel, and I mean really low. And as I say, I've been to the garage once and come back and used all that fuel to get to this point of trying to get this thing moving. Hopefully we can get this thing in without using all our fuel up again. I'm hoping anyway. So we've got to find a way out of this. I've tried reversing, I've tried going forward. We've got the whole thing beached. You may have noticed we've moved slightly forward, but I'm still stuck. Yeah, this isn't going to plan at all, and our fuel is really dropping down significantly. This isn't going to plan. Okay, I think I don't know what I need. That's the problem. I don't know our best way of solving this. We're so close to getting this done. I've got to somehow find a way of getting that off where it is. Maybe straighten up. Try not to maybe go over this bank. Yeah, I don't really know the best way around this, and the trailer's now too far away, so we can't even connect. It's just not working. Everything I tried just seems to mess things up even more. The reason we're putting it on, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off is because it bounces, and the bouncing does help us in some way of trying to get this moving. I've kind of found taking the trailer off, putting it back on, just enables the trailer to move ever so slightly, and sometimes that's enough to get you unstuck. In this case, it didn't really work. And once again, we're out of fuel. So we've got no real choice here. We've got to recover this Fleetstar to go and get some more fuel once again. We're going to be out of fuel in a second. Yeah, there we go. We're out of fuel. So we're going to have to recover the Fleetstar because I can't even drive it to the garage to get fuel. And then come back and try and get this trailer moving once again. This has been a combination of failure after failure so far. But after a little bit of a journey, we are now back. We have managed to get some fuel in the Fleetstar after recovering it back to the garage and making that journey over. Right, this has got to be it. This has got to be our final attempt to get this in place, and then I'm never touching this mission again. Because it's just unbelievable how long this has taken. Like I say, I think it's the fact that the Fleetstar, although it's our best vehicle, just isn't strong enough. We need something more mighty, more powerful, maybe bigger would have been better. It's not something I thought I'd ever say. Bigger is better, but there we go. So we need to get the trailer back attached, but obviously the banking doesn't help here because it is saying we're too far away, although with underneath it, it's because of the angle we're trying to get it at. It doesn't help either. Come on, there we go. Now the little jump there again, we're trying to use that to our advantage and hope that's helped us. We've got some movement here. Is that it? Is that as much movement as we got? I think it might be actually. Come on. Just need to edge it ever so slightly forward and hopefully get some traction. See, the only place we can winch to actually is that vehicle or that trailer to our right hand side. I don't know what that's for, but that's the only thing we can winch to. And it moves. It's on wheels, so that doesn't really help us, does it? And let's see if we can we winch. Ah, I completely forgot we could actually winch from behind here. So if we've actually connected to the construction rig, we've connected it via the winch to the telegraph pole that's behind it. Now if we can just reverse this back, hopefully that would get us some movement and get it unstuck. I think it is beached. I think that's half the issue. Plus the fact we've gone over this little hill here as well, which hasn't helped. And just the Fleetstar struggling massive. There we go. Just needed to get that movement. We've got some damage. That's fine. That's not an issue. But we've got some movement. Now, let's think about the angle of this and try and get this to go in the way I want it to. I can't see behind it. That's the annoying thing. I don't really want to go over the bank, but I want to stay close to, because that's the best grip we can find with the terrain, I think. But we have got some movement. Come on. We're so close. So close. Don't get stuck in the mud. All-terrain tyres coming in clutch here. Come on, a little bit more. I need it to come up and say load management. There we go. I didn't. It auto took it off us. And we have finally done it. Not a drill is finished. Yeah. We've had some issues, but in doing so, we've found out the Scout 800 is fantastic. The Fleetstar and Chevrolet Kodiak now have mud tyres, and at some point in the future we need to buy back the GMC just to say we've still got all the vehicles. But that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for laughing along at this miserable driving experience that I've just had. But we'll be back next time with more SnowRunner, and hopefully we'll complete something in one attempt. Thanks for watching.